String slicing assignment recap, 29th to the 11th, 22. We're in class here. So create a variable called app and assign it the string Adobe Photoshop Elements 10. So to do that, I'm going to get, that's the answer to number 1. Create a variable called app and assign it the string Adobe Photoshop Elements 10. Number 2 task, and I've got some of them written out here so it'll make it easier. Print the app to the screen to make sure that you have assigned info correctly. Use 2 ways you've learned to print this data. Here is number 1. There's number 1. Just print app. You can run that. And you can see there that that prints out Adobe Photoshop Elements 10. Here's the second way to do it. Second way. Now, this is not a common way, but I'm just showing you here this. Not a common way, but that's the second way to do it. Look, at no big deal if you didn't do that. I'll run it here. I'm going to comment that out in a second. But that's the second way of doing it. So basically, the computer, Python, understands that you want to start at index 0 right at the start, go all the way to the end. No big deal if you're not grabbing that when we come back to it. Next one here. So print out the length of the variable app. So all you do here is you use the length function, len, of, and you provide the argument what you want to find the length of. So that's for number 3 there. Let's run it. The length is 27 characters. And it says here in number 4, before you run it, write down what you think the expected output will be. So 27 characters there, that's alright. Number 5, output the first character in the string. This is really important here. The first character in the string. And what you've got to do in this one is you've got to use the square brackets and index number 0. Index number 0. So if I just jump in here to show you in this, let's see here. We've got this fella. Index number 0. So what you've got going on here, if we can get this fella out of the way. Apologies. There we go, that fella, yeah. Now if we slideshow this. Right, and if I have a quick look here, we can see now, make this full screen. Right, we're gone totally crazy here again. I might go back to presenter view there, we'll get the whole lot of it in. So if we go in there, we can see that we've declared it, but more importantly, Adobe Photoshop Elements 10. And in this, Adobe is index 0, index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Photoshop then carries on index 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Index is the position of a character in the string. It's the position of a character in a string. Computers always start at index 0. And the final character, well, if you have 27 characters in the string, the position of the final one will be 26. Okay, so remember that. It's really important there. And look, I keep jumping over and back to that, but it looks like my screen is going to go a bit crazy. So I'm going to leave that even as it stands. Look, I'm going to start the next video with the next part because it's gone a bit crazy.